it's showing up okay. Let me just double check that it's showing up on YouTube okay, or if you see everything like sideways, that might be the case as well. So, let me see here. Oh, it's showing vertical. I think that's okay for mobile view. Hopefully it's not uh too like weird angle for you guys. I know it's not the best angle overall. Welcome everybody joining. My name is Linda for those who might be joining new. And in addition to playing video games, I like to cook. And I have another channel called Linda Says Things where I post a lot of cooking stuff, a lot of just random rambles about finance and debt. And I post just a lot of recipes on there. I wanted to go live on that channel, but then I realized you need 50 subscribers, and I'm not there yet on that channel, so I just decided to post it here. And that means if you enjoy this, go subscribe to that channel too, so I could get to 50 subscribers and do more lives there. But hopefully this doesn't mess up my algorithm too much. But oh well, it's my channel. I can do what I want. So I'm taking a break from finishing up Cyberpunk 2077 to make a quick lunch for myself. And I wanted to share this with people because I've tested this recipe a bunch. It's still not perfect, but I got it to where I could make it in 15 minutes. So if I have a 30-minute lunch break from work, I've been able to whip this up really quick. Just caveats. I mean, it does take practice and timing is everything, but I just wanted to walk through people that might be interested on making quick lunches that are kind of fancy. I'm gonna make cream cheese, smoked salmon, eggs Benedict, with a few shortcuts and a few non-traditional ingredients and also tools. And afterwards, because I want it recorded as well, I want to make some s'mores and use my butane lighter because that's so much fun to use. So, some of you that are joining, yeah, this is my gaming channel, but putting a cooking video in here, um, and I'll probably cut it up and put it in my regular cooking channel. Anyways, so what do I have here? I believe you guys see a view of my pan. Is that gonna show? Hmm. A little bit laggy. I'm seeing like the chat and the video on my iPad. And then on this side is like my prep station where you see like half of my ingredients. So the key things about timing here is that I like poached eggs. I like them to be soft boiled, to be runny. So we need to time those poaching eggs at 4 minutes. And I like to use my microwave timer here. So you'll hear some beeps, you'll hear some cabinets opening, you'll hear all that jazz. And then I like to make sure that I have things prepared. So, um, things to have, I have like a bowl here to, this is gonna be my hollandaise sauce bowl. Yes, you usually are supposed to use a metal melting bowl, but I don't have that yet. I need to order it, so I'm gonna use this, and I have a little contraption with a strainer that I'll show how to use it. I'm gonna put my egg yolks in here. I'm gonna separate out my egg whites and store them in here and freeze them to use for later if I want to make like macarons, meringues, anything that requires egg whites. Plate for just assembly. I have frozen bread. So usually with Eggs Benedict, you use English muffins. I am not the biggest fan of English muffins. I sometimes use them, but I'm just going to use one slice of just regular butter bread here. And I have it frozen because I live alone and things go bad really easily, and freezing bread is the next best thing next to sliced bread. I have, and this is probably gonna be like, I don't know which way the camera will show. I have Philadelphia cream cheese, which I'm gonna use up. Goes great with smoked salmon. And I'm gonna put that on my bread. Some greens. Right here I have some baby romaines that are on sale. Some smoked salmon. I got the big pack this time because I tend to use this a lot. This is definitely the premium ingredient of the whole meal. This was on sale as well. Um, for side dishes, I got some cherry tomatoes, which I'm gonna throw on the side. Some spices, of course, salt, black pepper. Let me see if I can change this a little bit. And I got something called garden dill, which I got from Spice House. This might be maybe a little bit more of a premium ingredient as well, but I like dill and salmon. They go together really well. Other things I forgot to get from the fridge. In the fridge, I also have mustard and lemon juice. So this is the ingredients I like to use in my hollandaise sauce. There's many ways to make hollandaise sauce. This is the way I've been making it to my liking. And also eggs. So I'm gonna do 2 eggs. So here's how timing is everything. To make this into a 15-minute lunch, I will have to, of course, boil water, but to speed it up, I will boil my water first in a kettle. Um, so I have this little electric kettle that I'm gonna start boiling. So I'll do that. Faucet water is totally okay with me here. Just boil this stuff in. So I'm gonna boil just like enough water to cover 2 eggs in your pan, basically. And this is gonna be kind of like a scrappy cooking tutorial because I do use a lot of shortcuts. I mean, I'm the only one eating this, so I don't really care about presentation or anything. But I'm gonna be using tools that are not really supposed to be, I guess, traditionally used. So you'll see my creativity, maybe. When you go to this, when we go through this process together. So while that is heating up, the water is boiling. Since this is a cold pan, I have like, I know it's super messy, but I have an electric stove top. Since this takes some time to heat up, I'm just gonna go ahead, put the heat to high so that can heat up. When we pour the boiling water in there, it will keep boiling basically. And while that's prepping, we're gonna prep the eggs so that we can have it ready. And also we're gonna, actually, first step probably should have been prepping the frozen bread. So we're gonna toast the bread. So we have that in the toaster. And so we're able to do multiple things at once. Multitasking here. And so I'll put this in the toaster. I have to rearrange my charging cable really quick. And frozen bread toasted is just as good as regular bread toasted to me. So that's why I don't mind taking it straight out of the freezer and just toasting it. You don't have to really thaw it or anything. I'm going to put it back in the freezer so it stays frozen. So I'll probably stream for like an hour. So if you guys have any questions, I'm looking at the chat, happy to answer those as well. But sometimes I just find that recording videos through stream is just so much simpler and easier for myself, so I don't have to worry about editing as much. All right. So we have our eggs. We have 2 eggs left, which is a perfect amount. We need to buy more eggs. We're going to put the whites in here. We're going to put the yellows in here. This is how I do it. There's a lot of contraptions and different tools that you can use, but I don't use any tools. I just use eggs. It can require some practice. I still mess up sometimes getting the shell in there. But separating the egg whites and yolks. So 1 crack. Egg whites. We're going to position it. This is not the best camera view. Let me see if I can maybe zoom out. Maybe I can, no, I can't zoom out on here. But we're going to position it over the bag. This is where I want the whites to freeze later. We're going to crack it in half. So we have two halves where it can hold the yolk. And keep going back and forth. The eggshell will cut the egg white off of the yolk. We just want to be careful because I can tend to break the yolk. Like I broke the yolk a little bit there. You want to be careful about that. You don't want that in your whites. So that is good enough. So the yellows, the whites. And I also fold over the bag so it's like, you know, it doesn't spill anywhere. And then the second one. Oh. And so something that I realized is that I need 4 eggs. I need, so I actually need 4 eggs instead of 2 eggs for this. So we're going to actually do 1 egg, 1 poached egg hollandaise sauce. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cook like the yolk as a poach. And it will be fine. We're just improvising here because I forgot that I don't have enough eggs. And then we're gonna just like do hollandaise sauce with 1 egg yolk. I recommend 2, but we can make it work. And so I hear that the water is finished boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into our hot pan. And I'm gonna close this up and put it in the freezer so we could use for later for meringues or anything. Okay, when the water comes back up to a boil, I'm gonna make it like medium low, so it's not as rapidly boiling. So this is where we improvise because I already kind of screwed up. We're just gonna do poached egg yolk, and that's totally fine. So we still have our egg yolk intact, it's not broken. And so I'm gonna poach that for 4 minutes, and before I do that, I'm gonna set my timer on my microwave for 4 minutes. Put that in the middle and start the timer. And there are different techniques to poaching eggs. I've tried a few. Sometimes I like to swirl the water. So especially if you have more egg whites, when you swirl the water, it makes it more just everything together, the whites with the yolk, so that it doesn't just go out everywhere. And it's more, I don't know, cleaner. So we'll throw this away. But since it doesn't have a lot of egg yolk, that's totally fine. And some people put salt in it. Some people put vinegar. I'm just doing water, boiling water here. Some people can cover this. I'll just leave it open for now. And while that is boiling, I like to put a paper towel on my plate to rest the egg after it's cooked. And then we're gonna put, we're gonna actually start preparing the hollandaise sauce. So again, I usually don't do it like 1 egg. I usually do 2 eggs. And this is where I still mess up. Well, not here, but when we cook it, I'll show you. So I put like maybe a couple drops of lemon juice, maybe like a half a teaspoon of lemon juice per egg, and then just like a half a teaspoon of mustard, depending on how much you like mustard. So just like, I kind of eyeball it, a squirt there. I like to get a whisk. And just whisk that up, and this whisk is gonna be come in very handy when we cook it, because while we cook it over as a double boiler, we're gonna have to pretty much consistently whisk it so it doesn't get too clumpy. I still have a problem where mine still come out pretty clumpy, and it's okay. It's still like delicious. It just doesn't look as good. But we'll see if I can get it right this time. So next, while that is boiling, we have a minute 30 left. We're gonna go ahead and assemble our bread and everything. So we'll do one slice of toast. Um, for here, I'm gonna use, let's see if that can be the right angle. I'm gonna use cream cheese. So this is also a different thing. A lot of eggs Benedicts don't have cream cheese in it, but I love cream cheese, so I'm gonna put it on the bottom of my toast. So we're just multitasking while we do this. Also, you guys might notice that I have like just a string on my wrist. And if you guys are curious about that, so because of my religion customs, I'm not going to give it away yet, quite yet. You can probably guess though. Recently, we celebrated New Year's in our custom. And for good luck in our custom and our religion, I'm not very religious, but we have these strings on our wrists for good luck. So it's kind of long past New Year's, a few weeks past, so I kind of have been keeping it on my wrist for long. But it's for good luck, good wishes. We have the elders um, put strings like that on our hands. It's just a custom for our New Year's. So we have cream cheese now there, and our timer went off. So we're going to take the egg out. We'll check it, get our slotted spoon. If I could find my slotted spoon. Don't know where my slotted spoon is, so we'll do a slotted spatula. It's yeah, it's pretty a little bit over. It's a little bit over soft boiled because I think we didn't have the white surrounding it, which is fine. It's like medium boiled now. So we'll put this to kind of rest on our paper towel on the side. And we will just make sure we keep this on. And this is how I'm able to kind of successfully make this all into 15 minutes. So after that's done, I immediately start on the hollandaise sauce. And so to do that, I made a little contraption. Since I don't have my double boiler bowl yet, I know you could buy them for like $5. I don't know why I haven't gotten it yet. But I have this like big strainer. Well, actually it's not gonna work as well here. It needs like actually higher water. So we'll bring the water level up actually. So the water can touch the bottom of the bowl. We can also, the water, like for double boilers, you don't have to have the water touching the bottom of the bowl. It's just like the steam coming up can help cook it. But this is just maybe, this just kind of helps maybe speed things up a little bit more. So maybe it's steaming enough. Okay, this is where it can get very tricky. I'm basically gonna continue assembling my my sandwich, so then when the hollandaise is ready, I can pour it right over the sandwich. And in the beginning, you could kind of just leave it alone for a few minutes so that it could get some heat, and then check on it after a minute and make sure it doesn't get too thick. And so it will start cooking, and so we'll leave that there to the side. Okay, so we have our cream cheese. And next, I want to put on our lettuce. So I have these baby greens that are, sometimes even though they say wash, sometimes I still try to wash them. But you know, when you're in a hurry, I'm not gonna wash these anymore. I just kind of inspect them for bugs and stuff, and they should be fine. So load this up. And then it's a salmon time. And so I cut a few slices of smoked salmon. And then check on this, of course. Like I want the bowl to have, if I were to put the bowl directly into the pot, which I've done before, it can work, but there's like barely any air to escape. So then the water starts boiling over, which can make a mess of things. So I just want to make sure that steam could escape on the sides. And just check on that. Check the heat as well. Looks like it's not hot yet, but eventually it will get hot. So then we're gonna get some pieces of salmon. Get another big piece here. Like that. You could put more salmon, but I think I'll stop right there. I tend to overload a lot, but I'll hold myself back. And then I like a lot of the garden dill seasoning. So I will put garden dill right on the salmon here, and I'll put more on top later. Another ingredient I forgot on the hollandaise sauce is salt and black pepper. So we'll go ahead and put that in. Just like a tiny bit of salt. This salt is quite strong, but I got like this pink Himalayan sea salt. And we only have one egg yolk, so I'm not going to use that much. And then I love crushed black pepper. So putting that in, and we're going to put more black pepper on top of our meal. So we'll stir that in. And now is when we have to be careful. Let's put the egg on top. Or like just one egg yolk, which is fine. And make sure I have everything cleaned up on this side. I'll probably put away the salmon, lettuce, and cream cheese now. Let's check up on this. It is getting a little thick, so it probably will be like less than 1 minute, and then it will be done. Okay, so when it gets like that, where you could make a line, that's when we should probably turn off the heat and start spooning it over our meal. Yeah, so it's because once it, even after you turn off the heat, it's gonna thicken up some more. So now we will get a spoon and start spooning this over our meal. So it could even be a little bit more cooked, but you could touch it. If it's hot to the touch, then you know it's like pretty much cooked enough. And we're just gonna spoon it over, and it will thicken up as we go as well. I love hollandaise sauce, and so I might try other recipes. And if anybody, hi, Sunset Preppy Haley, I am doing something different on this channel. I'm doing a little cooking, and then I'll be back to streaming games. But yeah, actually, you were giving me some cooking tips earlier too, with like the enchilada chili, which sounds so good. I might have to try that recipe on a slow cooker. I should look for some chili recipes too. I do have ingredients for that. So usually I like more hollandaise sauce. I usually do 2 yolks. I only had enough ingredients for 1 yolk because I need to go to the grocery store. And yeah, I want to look this and see how it tastes. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it was a chicken fajita chili. Yeah, that you were talking about. Not the enchiladas, the chicken fajita. It sounds so good. So what am I cooking? This, I just finished up um, a cream cheese, smoked salmon, eggs Benedict, and I kind of did a few shortcuts because I didn't have enough eggs, but I'm happy with the way my hollandaise sauce turned out. So I'm gonna soak this really quick in the sink. Soak this like this. And I am going to top it off with more of the garden dill. So this garden dill, of course, has dill, some garlic. What else is in here? Dill, garlic, and something else. Do a face reveal. I might later. We'll see. I might not anytime soon though. Not anytime soon. But you can see hand reveal. But and then I'm gonna top it off with these cherry tomatoes that I just rinsed as well. And top it off with a lot of cherry tomatoes. Okay, so that is a meal. Again, not perfect, but it's gonna be delicious nonetheless. And I will cut into it because I like seeing cross sections in cooking, so I'm just using the knife I used before. But I'll cut into it to see how cooked the egg is and stuff. So the egg is like medium cooked. I usually like it more runnier, so it's like even more saucy for me. So then you could see like the cream cheese, the egg, the salmon, everything. And this is what it looks like there. And that is, a quick 15-minute meal I'm able to get away with when I, might just have 30 minutes for lunch. But it's one of my fancier meals, I admit. But I love hollandaise sauce, so instead of waiting to go to brunch and getting eggs Benedict, I like to make it myself. So I'm gonna enjoy this in a bit, but I want to show, make some s'mores just because I have the ingredients. Taste it. Oh yeah, I should taste it, yeah. Let me taste it on stream really quick. It got a little bit messy. I know this is live stream, so things are a little bit messier, but it's still good nonetheless. And I have like my mustard, lemon, hollandaise. So good. It's so good. I think I might have put a little bit too much lemon. It's a little bit on the sour side, but it's still really good. Okay. Next. So, I'm just going to make some quick s'mores because I want to use my butane lighter as well. So we have another plate. And I don't need the stove. Let me see. Got change this. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. I think that works. I think that works. And I do love boba. I love so much boba. And oh, thanks for the like as well. I have way too much boba. Now there's all these stores that have like boba. Boba. Hi, Lo-Fi Monk. Finally caught you live. Oh yeah, you're a gaming channel too, right? Yeah, I decided to do cooking on here because my other channel doesn't have enough subscribers to do a live stream. So if you guys like cooking, please subscribe to my other channel, Linda Says Things. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Subscribe. Linda says subscribe. How do I do this? Do I do at? Linda says things for more cooking content. Okay. Subscribe. Yeah, Linda says things for more cooking content. So I could actually stream on my actual cooking channel instead of here. But I'm glad you guys are joining and hope you guys enjoy this content too. What's my favorite boba? I usually stick to the mango. I really do like the lychee and honeydew. I guess mango is my favorite. Oh, chai iced tea is also my favorite. Oh yeah, I was talking about the tea stores that have like so much different types of boba. Now you could add like flan or mango poppin' bubbles in your boba, and it's so good. It's so sugary, but it's so good. Okay, so you guys ready for some s'mores? I don't have a campfire, but I have this butane torch lighter, which is like one of my new favorite buys for my kitchen. And I've just been trying to torch everything. Like, give me creme brulee, give me anything. I can't make creme brulee from scratch yet. We'll see how to do that later. I'm gonna grab some ingredients so they might be far away. Oops. So this is kind of like, oh, you like taro and passion fruit? Yes, passion fruit is so good too. So I have a couple other containers and things here. This is how I reduce, reuse, recycle. This is how we grew up in my culture. I have this container from the Asian store that used to be assorted jelly fruit bites, and I use it to store my marshmallows because I feel like when I just store my marshmallows in the bag, I don't eat them fast enough and they tend to go dry. So I try to store them in an airtight container now. I have these campfire s'mores that I just bought that I'm going to make I'm going to make two types of s'mores, just like the traditional with the regular marshmallows. And you guys, if you guys caught the last stream, I mentioned that EPS and I went to kind of a gourmet candy store and called Lollipops, and we found these toasted coconut vanilla marshmallows. So I've never tried this before. I'm gonna try them in s'mores. They're delicious on their own, but I'm gonna try them in s'mores. And so those are two types of s'mores. I'm gonna also get my chocolate. So, of course, the classic Hershey's, and they also have pictures of s'mores in the back. I think everybody knows how to make s'mores, so this is not a tutorial or anything. But if you don't know how to make s'mores, this is how you make them. I just wanted to test this out, and I thought it'd be fun to test out on stream. So, graham crackers is the next ingredient, so I'll get that. So, another classic, honey, graham crackers. They also have pictures of s'mores in the back. That's how you make the traditional s'more. And because I have an ant problem, I keep my open packages in a Ziploc bag. So this is gonna be how I assemble it. Pretty simple. we're gonna get a piece like that, break it. That's for one s'more. Get a second piece. That's gonna be our second s'more. It's not perfect, but it's okay. And of course, goes without saying, if you're using a butane lighter like I'm going to be, make sure your plate is fireproof and okay with heat, and so you don't burn anything down. And so you have that. So we are going to start off with our chocolate. And I'm going to use like a whole half block here. Well, I mean, that actually might be too much for me. Maybe I'll do a half and half, because it might be too sweet for me. Yeah, I'll do half and half. And then save this for a snack later. I'm gonna do one. So I'll show the classic one. And these marshmallows are a little stuck together, so I have to kind of wrangle them out. So these are big ol' ones. I love the big ones here. And we'll just put it right on top. And then for these toasted coconut ones, these are tinier. I don't know how this is gonna be. So I don't know if it will just turn out really, really bad. And maybe the toasted coconut will turn into burnt crisp cold coconut pieces. So I'll do 2 pieces there. So we have that. And because the ants might come soon, I'm gonna close up everything really quick. Thanks for the like, I appreciate it. I need to put this in a container. I'll be back. So just making sure, because these ants that are in my house, they're pretty ruthless. Before they would be scared and wait until I left the kitchen to go and pick up any scraps. But now when I start like cooking, like I need one of those taro ant bait things, one of those. But when I start cooking or just preparing really sweet smelling stuff, I see them come right away sometimes. I don't see any yet, but anyways, I have anxiety. It is an issue. So we'll just make sure these are sealed and stuff. Honestly, it motivates me to clean my dishes every day. I'm not very good at that. And I tend to leave dishes in the sink, but now I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to so the ants don't come. Anyways. So, alright, so we're gonna test this out. And when you buy this, it comes with, you have to buy the fluid separate. I think I got this on Amazon. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna go around and char it. Let's test the traditional one like that. And you might have to be ready to blow out the fire if it starts catching on fire. I do tend to like a really charred one, like that's on fire. But I tend to like them really, really charred. And blow away the smoke so there's no, fire alarm that goes off. It smells so good. Okay, now we're gonna test the coconut one. It has a lot of sugar on the outside, so we'll see how it goes. It's not really doing anything. I thought it would expand like the big campfire one. Aw, well, disappointed that it's not expanding. Now, how I used to make s'mores, because I love s'mores, I tend to just try to make them even if there's no campfire. How I used to make them is I would pop them in the microwave, and they would expand a lot in the microwave. So I'm sure if I pop these in the microwave, they would expand. But okay, so the gourmet marshmallows are more just caramelizing the sugar on the outside. It's not having that like expansion that oh, now it does. You just have to give it a second and now it's starting to expand. Okay, we'll continue doing that. we'll continue doing that. And also, I'll give a little bit of meltiness to the chocolate in the bottom. And be careful with your fingers. Make sure your fingers and hands are out of the way. Um, See, traditionally you would have this on a stick and you would roast the marshmallow on all sides, and so it would be warm on all sides, and you would plop it on the chocolate and it would melt the chocolate more. But but in this case, I'm just doing it from the top. So, okay, the gourmet ones are starting to expand. This is like a science experiment I'm doing with you guys on stream right now. It's pretty cool. I might do more cooking streams, um, because I'm having fun streaming with you guys, just like testing out different recipes, showing all the mistakes I make. It's getting pretty smoky, so make sure you wave that smokiness away. Don't want fire alarm. So yeah, now the gourmet ones are getting nice and plump, and then I think that's pretty good. Now it's starting to catch on fire. And it smells really good because the gourmet ones have a coating of just sugar and vanilla. I want this more. And so it smells like caramel. So the gourmet coconut ones. Okay. Put my safety nozzle on here like this. And let's do a taste test. So let's do the big old classic one first. Well, so good. I mean, of course, it can be a little bit more melty though. Okay, let's try the toasted coconut vanilla gourmet one. Okay, it's good. I think I was expecting it to taste maybe more caramelly. I do taste a little bit of the coconut, but I feel like the chocolate overpowers it. Okay. Which one do I like more? I feel like some of the ingredients on this one makes it taste a little bit plasticky. And I don't know why. I mean, they are using cane sugar. Maybe it's a tapioca syrup because it's not like sugar syrup. Tapioca might cause, I don't know. It tastes a little bit maybe a little bit, I don't know, not maybe fake. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's good. Maybe it's a gelatin. No, all marshmallows have gelatin. But yeah, I'm trying to understand. From Denver, Colorado. I mean, I still recommend it. This is really good. So, who wins? I have to stick with the classic OG s'mores. Nothing beats it so far. Anyways, that was a cool experiment, and I'm glad you guys joined on with me to watch a s'mores experiment. I'm gonna enjoy my lunch now and also my s'mores, and I will be back to stream Cyberpunk 2077 in a little bit, so maybe like a half an hour I'll be back. It's a whole day of streaming here. Well, this was different content for me. I'm glad you guys were leaving a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, how do I think I'm able to save it here, and here. All right, catch you guys next time.